Welcome back, folks. So we're going to try something different this month. We're going to try and break things up so that people who have different interests in the store and our collection and the growth of our collection, stuff like that, each have a section they can just click on, so they don't have to watch whatever order we put the video up in. So hopefully you'll see on the side that there's little timestamps that you can flick to what we've added, general information about the store, stuff that we've added to our collection, what the latest sets are. We're going to cover, we picked up a box of the Dungeons and Dragons minifigures, so we're going to unbox those, see what we got. I was hoping, I've got 2 pick-a-brick orders coming. One is 150, one of the new heads. So we're going to have a look through those, see which ones were worth buying off pick-a-brick and which ones I should just have parted out sets to get. Some of those will end up in the store, so that'll be an interesting section. Picked up some more botanical stuff that I keep calling Bionicle. And I picked up a set I've been waiting on. I've been watching it. It was supposed to come out on August 1st, but it got delayed and it was the 6th of September, so it got knocked back for a Harry Potter weekend, but we finally picked it up. So we'll feature that as well. But yeah, hopefully you can navigate using the little bar at the side or the timestamps and you can find the section you're actually interested in. And at the end, we'll cover some of the sales and stuff from the store, because I know some people like that as well. So yeah, welcome back to the video, and click on the section you want, or we'll continue as we go. So as I'd mentioned, we were going to cover some of the stuff we've added to our collection. So I had mentioned this before, but we picked up a few more. The little Groot. The brickheads never go amiss. The kids love them. They look good on shelves. They're fairly discreet to hide all over the house. Finally got around to building the Wally. Brick Mum done that on live the other night. If you're interested, the details of the lives and stuff like that are going to be in the description. Brick Mum's been doing her builds on the lives. We'd picked these up from a used bulk haul. Managed to get them restored, pick up any of the pieces that were missing. They were in fairly good condition. The boys have stole the Hulk. That goes up the stairs in the games room. And then one I didn't even realise was a brickhead. Jack Sparrow. But yeah, he's quite a good one. That's quite clever. Picked this up for Brick Mum. Just had to throw something in just to soften the blow when I'd bought the Nightmare Before Christmas set for myself. And of course, the Nightmare Before Christmas set, as I said. Been waiting for this one. This is one of my favourite films. I've seen it being filmed at Universal Studios many, many years ago. I've got various different memorabilia from over the years, so this set was an easy one. We'll hopefully get this built during the week, maybe over the weekend depending on how busy things are. But yeah, that'll go in the living room. And then this arrived today. I've done the pop tabs. That's hopefully the right direction. Yep. Dungeons and Dragons. One box. So the plan is, depending if the sets are the way they are normally laid out, we should have 3 sets in one box. We'll do a quick unboxing shortly and see if that is how it goes. But the plan is, if that is the case, we'll put 2 in the store, and then we'll part one of each figure out, because no one in the UK seems to be selling the parts yet. Now that might be because some of them aren't inventoried, but anyone who buys one and has a bit missing, if they've nowhere to go, then they'll just have to buy another figure. One of the things we like to do is make sure that we have those parts available. So, as I say, if we get 2 full sets, we'll put the figures up, and if we get a full 3rd set, then it'll get parted out and the individual pieces will get put out. I know people are keen on the Dragonborn Knight, so the Paladin. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's what we've added. Don't think there's been much else. I'll do a quick rundown of what's been added to the store first, and then we'll do the unboxing. So we mentioned we would cover what had been added to the store this month, and I figured the best way to do this was just to go through the instructions. So we have Mr. Aussie's gold car. These are really popular minifigures. There's some unusual nice parts. The brain figure and the little companion seem quite popular, and the armour off of Mr. Oz. We quite like the Dream sets, so we picked up a whole bunch of the motorbikes. We've added 5. That was the bike. It's quite a cool set. The wheels from the Tron bike are there. The little bird seems popular. He's reasonably expensive, so it makes it kind of worth it. But those were good sets to add. Some unusual. These are classed as minifigure or large figure parts. Printed piece on the face. We don't expect to sell them anytime soon. But the kind of light blue and these azure and the dark blue pieces, they go really well. Pink, I would have said, not great, but as you'll see from the orders, someone cleared us out of pink bricks, so you never know what's going to sell or what people are building. As we'd mentioned, the little Spider-Man set, we've been buying things like this up so that I can get the Venomized figures for our mock, but the rest of this went into the store. Same with this one. I took the Goblin out of that and everything else went into the store. It's a really popular figure. We've been threatening these for a while. The Minecraft bee cottage. So those went up. Tons of baby zombies. We've parted out the bees this time. We normally put them in as brick built, but this time we just parted them out in case anyone wants the faceplates. A bunch of these. It's the new space mech. Now, I'm tempted to brick build. 2 seconds to get that to focus proper. Brick build a little robot because he's cute and I imagine he would sell, but people keep buying the figure, and these new orange pieces, the semicircles and the crystals, seem really popular. So we added a few more of those. The battle at the end. Now we've taken the ghasts out and we've put together little kits, and they're being sold as kits. They're roughly £10. They don't come with instructions, but at the beginning of the instructions it is how to build the ghast, and you can get these online. I did double check before we went to that decision. This colour of, so it's like one of them boars stroke cows from Minecraft. We considered brick building that, but I think it's better we just sell the parts. If someone wants it, they just need to buy the faceplate. Everything else is generic pieces. So these came from that set. The Nether Portal Ambush. And then this set has baffled me. The Robot World roller coaster. Now, we put a couple of these in the store, which wasn't an easy task. The inventory has been waiting to be approved for nearly 3 weeks. We picked them up and I waited and I waited and I waited. Now, one of the things some people aren't aware is if you go on Rebrickable, they tend to have the inventory quick, and you can download those parts into a wanted list. Open the wanted list in Brickstore or Brickstock, depending on which one you use. Some of the other third-party uploading softwares have this ability as well, but you open a wanted list, duplicate the parts the amount of times that you have sets, and then consolidate the lots, and that will give you an active upload list, and it also means you can compare against your current stock. So we added a few of these, some really nice figures in this, the little robot, some of the other characters. These rail pieces, this is the first time they've been seen in this colour for a lot of the parts, so they were really good to get added. And there are lots of game themed pieces and accessories, so I imagine they'll be quite popular. So yeah, added a few of those to the store. We'll see how those go, but that's just what's been added this month. We'll get to the unboxing of the figures, if that's what you are here for, and then we'll have a quick look over some of the sales. Thanks guys, we'll see you in the next clip. So I'm not actually going to bore you with opening 36 boxes. I just wanted to talk through how we do ours, excuse me, and how we sell them. So previous sets have either been sold in a bag, no box, just for ease of shipping. We can flat pack the boxes and send the instructions at the buyer's request. It's not a standard because we do part lots of the figures out and we end up with extra instructions. But for the ones that are staying with the box, we do open the box to double check. Running a store, you can't rely on the scan being correct. If they change that at the last minute and I've sold a figure and it turns out to be not the right figure, then I'm hit for the replacement. So the only way to be certain is for us to open the box, verify all of the contents inside the box, and then sell it as a figure with box and instructions. It will be noted that boxes have been opened and checked. The figures that are being taken out and sold as just figures, that'll be noted that they come figures only. We sell lots of CMFs like this, especially the early ones. Only the listed inventory comes with it. If it lists a stand, you get a stand. If it lists the instructions, you get the instructions. Otherwise, you don't. If you're buying stuff like that, you can inquire, and if we have it, we can sometimes ship it with it. But for the most part, unless it states it has the box with it, we don't tend to sell it with the box. There will be one set of these if we get a complete set that goes sold with the box. But in the meantime, it's just a case of we score down that line twice with a sharp knife, and you can see that that's enough to break the cardboard. That gives us just enough room to peel that one back. Just pop both those tabs, they normally pop fairly easily. And then, who did we get? Oh, the Dragon Knight. Is it the Dragon Knight? So we'll be keeping one set of instructions just for identification for later. Oh, vampire with cape. So we'll get them open, we'll get them counted out, and then we'll see, did we get 3 full sets or do we have a bunch of mismatched stuff? But that's not a bad start. Vampire straight off the go. See you guys in the next clip and we'll do a quick summary. So as I'd mentioned at the start of the vlog, I was trying to hold off until I got all of my orders in. We got the Nightmare Before Christmas set, we got the new flowers for Brick Mum. This was one of the ones I was waiting on. This seemed to take a lot longer. Now, I've ordered from Pick a Brick before. I know how long it normally takes. They split the order in 2. This was the quickest one because it was the more common parts. We do have another 151 less common heads coming. Tended to buy them in pairs or sets of 3 if I know these are parts that we don't get to keep. But as before, we're using these little trays. See if I can get it to focus. Nope, it's really struggling with that. I'll go with the colour. There we go, that's a bit better. But yeah, some of the more unusual ones, the Atlas one, some of the Ninjago and Dreams heads. Some more of the Ninjago stuff. But yeah, it was just a way to add a ton of lots to the store and a bit of variety, because people are stuck with the generic city heads and stuff like that unless they're buying off expensive minifigures, which most people won't part out. So pieces like that scarred face, or this is the head from the guy from the Natural History Museum. So to buy that minifigure just for the head, I think you're looking at like £8. So I figured we would add the variety to the store, just the head, gives people access to just the pieces. And once the 150 came in, then I'll do a quick showcase of all the stuff that we added from that. But yeah, that was the first order. That was nice and easy to upload. Added a bunch of lots to the store. And hopefully you guys enjoy adding them to your mocks and your collections. Right, we'll transition to the next stage. As I mentioned before, on the side you can get the time. You can just skip to whatever sections you are interested in. Hopefully this format suits you better. Cheers guys, we'll see you in the next clip. We've mentioned a few times we were going to cover some of your storage solutions. It's adapted a lot, especially as the store grows. Lots of people begin like this. Items in bags. We tend to keep anything that's overflow or bulk that won't fit in a drawer. The excess goes in these tubs. And these tubs are all marked. So there'll be a subdivision on the remark that says drawer 0113 stroke bin 12, which means that the first 50 parts are in a drawer, easily accessible, and then the overflow goes to a bin. Now, there's lots of debate about time to pick. Lots of people only use drawers and stuff, so it's first order retrieval. You can open a drawer and get the part. But you could only imagine how many drawers you would need when you're listing things like minifigure parts. So you may have seen the section now about the pick a brick order we got, which was, I think it was like 40 heads. Because we do a lot of old minifigures, we use these. Separates up the heads, makes them easily retrievable, and there's very little chance of getting the wrong one because each head has its own location. And yes, sometimes we have duplicates. If they have differences in their condition, then they'll get two separate slots. We also use these for torsos. So it helps us keep track of condition, used, new, stuff like that. And then some of the more unique parts. I think it's Patrick from SpongeBob. One of the Ninjago snake heads. Some of the generic Friends heads. But yeah, things like the old CMF mime. Star Wars piece from Luke. Oh no, it's not. That's just a generic biker. That looks like the black print on the Luke one. Helps us keep track of these. And it means we can easily go and find any piece we need from any minifigure we need. Some more of the unusual ones. The little lobster helm. One of the elves. One of the Chima heads. And then one of the old knights. Blue helms. So yeah, stuff like that helps us keep track of minifigure pieces. Complete minifigures we sort like this. So the older ones, or if they're new, depending on assembled or unassembled, are bagged and then categorised in these little slots. So some of the newer stuff, these have been built, so these have all been listed as assembled. Now I don't know if I have, let's see. There we go. So there's some of the other ones. They're bagged unassembled. Now, we do just slip little things in like that, just for storage reasons. But it helps you keep track of some of the older full CMFs. I'll see if I've got, there we go. So there's an old look. I'm assuming he's new, because he's bagged, unassembled, and then categorised. And it means we don't have to risk drawers of bits of CMFs. For the ones we have serious bulk of, we use these as well. So that's a bunch of Coruscant guards. The 501st. And then the same with the droids. Because we have so many of these, there's no point in giving them a single location. They get their own little tub. And these are basically overflow tubs. When we buy the Star Wars stuff, we tend to buy it in bulk if we actually care. So things like the battle packs and stuff like that. And the pieces all get parted out. Individual helmets and things like that, they will get a drawer location. But if we're selling it as a complete figure, it never gets assembled. You just count the 4 or 5 pieces you need, put them in a bag, and then they get a slot location. This is another one that we tried various different ways to track. Minifigure accessories. So that's the little guns, or stud launchers. So these ones have the stud launcher in them. But things like the rapier from the CMFs, they need a single location just because you end up with so many of them. What do we have that's bulk? Oh, there we go. The extra long lightsaber handles. Now these get used in lots of the modern buildings for things like railings and window edges and stuff like that. So we tend to pick up tons of those. They're also being used in some of the flowers. Everybody has 1,000 gold Ninjago swords. Old lightsabers. The double barrel pistol. Pick up tons of these. And then little golden size. The red whip. So yeah, we find this a really useful thing to store and easily access minifigure accessories. We spoke before, these are the really useful box trays. We bought them in 7 stacks. It's the 7-litre drawers, and they come in smaller and deeper, like the 9-litre ones seem quite popular amongst brick sellers in the UK. We like these ones just because of the height. They don't catch on the previous drawer when you're pulling the full drawer out, things like that. We did like the colour to begin with. The problem is they change every once in a while, so you can't get consistency across the store, and I don't want to be swapping in and out drawers. So there's a high chance these are all going to get converted to black, but we're going to wait till the office transition. We're moving to a slightly bigger storage unit. I just haven't found a decent solution yet. I don't want to go storage container. We're looking at maybe modular offices and stuff. We'll give you an update on that once we start the transition. But we don't have a solution for now. But when we do, these drawers are all going black. One of the other things we do, especially with used, is you find lots of oversized parts and you only have one of them. And the easiest way to keep track of them is in these. We classify it as unique. So things like these windows. I wouldn't actually give them drawer space because some of these things can sit for a long period of time. So I don't want them taking up space in the acromills. Especially things like this. The little supports, we don't have many of them. You're not going to sell tan windows that often. If someone's maybe building one of the Hogwarts or something like that, then you'll get some stuff. Same with these big wagon wheels. They're very era specific, so, and very specific pieces. So these get stored in here, out the way. We know where they are if we need one, but we don't need them very often. And last but not least is a slightly smaller version of it so that we can get more compressed. Lots of people just sell these as bulk because they don't want to deal with individual printed tiles. We just have individual locations for types of printed tiles. I think that's the feet off the old ATST. Varying conditions, most of this stuff, so like that, you wouldn't give that a single location in your acromills. Whereas we can put them in this. These are all, I would assume, registration plates and stuff. 27. And then stuff from the Bikini Bottom set and some doors and stuff. We'll try and keep them, all the hospital stuff goes together, all the police stuff tends to go together. things from themes such as SpongeBob. They'll all try and get packed together. But yeah, this is one of the methods we used to keep all of the unique and individual parts or low volume parts out of the acromills. The acromills are for quick first retrieval. We need 50 of these blue piece or 10 of these blue piece. If we need one of it, I don't mind taking the extra time to go and pick out the octane front off one of the cars. But yeah, that's a look at some of our storage solutions and how we manage our inventory. We needed to get this stuff sorted so that we could expand and get through our bulk, because I do not want to be giving every single item its own location. We'd need 10,000 acromills to even make a dent in our bulk. So we needed to come up with more innovative solutions. And this is what we've got so far. So that gives you a look at how we're working it, how your parts are being stored, and how we're able to access so many old things and have them listed. It seems to be our niche. If it's older than the 80s, yeah, there's a high chance we've got it in a drawer somewhere. I'm tending to stick away from the Fabuland stuff. It's nice to have in the store. It's unusual to be able to find it in the UK, but it's really slow to sell. So those draws are more valuable with things like Ninjago and Dreams and the stuff that nobody else is focused on. Everybody else wants to be selling Star Wars. We'll stick to everything else. Right guys, we'll catch you in the next clip. That was just a quick look at some of our storage solutions. Any suggestions or any comments or any inquiries about what these things are and where we get them and stuff like that, just leave them in the comments below and I'll try and address them as quick as possible. But thanks for your time, we'll see you in the next clip. So we'll use this to transition to the sales process. We got 3 complete sets. Had some queries about shipping and stuff like that because the Paladin's head, once assembled, takes him over the size for a large letter, which was defaulting him, as we had with the aliens before, to a small parcel. But we've created a custom one just now just to get this processed. But that's one of the Falcons, one of the Bards, one of the Paladin Knights, and his accessories. So that's the Paladin, and there's the Bard, and then the Falcon Knight. So we'll get that one shipped out, and then we'll transition into the sales. We did do a live stream of the unboxing. If anybody wants to see that, it's on the channel. I figured it wasn't worth polluting an hour of the vlog just on me unboxing minifigures. If you want to see that kind of content, the live vlogs will go up. I might do a build this afternoon of my Nightmare Before Christmas set. But for now, here's a quick summary of some of the sales. So Sunday morning, nice easy order. Bunch of bricks, couple of tiles, plates, and a wee 4x4, 2x2. So we just woke up again and 2 orders sitting. We have one of the Dragon Knight torsos, an old used pair of legs to match that, and a new Peter Pan from the series, the Disney series CMFs. But just get those wrapped up and get them sent off. Thanks very much for your orders. So we've just started September. I was just wrapping up the editing and I was doing a little part out for that. But we got an order in, so I figured I would feature that in this month's. Try and get this rushed out the door and get this posted same day. Just a selection of white, all of it used, and then a couple of little tiles at the end. I'm not entirely sure what he's building. Might be the start of some winter village coming up, but we'll see. I've got another order right behind this, so I'll get that picked and then we'll see what's in that one. And here we have the second order. Some used parts, long plate, masonry, some clips, 1x1, trans blue tiles, some accessories and a little silver fish. The one that's more interesting is it's the first time someone's ordered a single one of these. Now they count as a windscreen,
but they are the leaves from the roses sets. A little dark bluish grey 1x1, some 2x2 tiles in dark blue, sorry, and then some just generic connector pins. So yeah, another order going out. Don't get anything all weekend, and then 2 back to back. So we'll get these out hopefully today, if not first thing tomorrow morning, and then we can get back out to parting the rest of this out. So we'll see you guys in the next clip if there is another one for this video. Continuing the busy start to September, somebody's just cleared me out of what I had left of light bluish grey plates. So that's 73 of those. We'll get that finished packed, and then we'll get that sent off in the morning. Thanks very much for your order though. So over this weekend, the orders have continued. Some weird and wonderful choices. So we have one of the classic space figures from the city, and then someone wants both of the babies. The bluish one has a slight variant in its head. It's bigger than the standard one. It makes it slightly more valuable. I don't know why, but yeah. Thank you very much for your order. Hope you enjoy them.